Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your daily market roundup. This is August here, and let's go over markets today and take a look at what happened. It's November the 6th. It's a Thursday. Let's get into it. As always, we're going to do a top-down analysis, take a look at what's happening in the broader markets, take a look at the sector and heat map analysis, and then we'll talk about some possible setups here. Let's get into it.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
So as we jump in the markets here, well, look at the markets today. We are seeing a bit of a extension of that pullback in the market. So if you start with the numbers today, as you can see, pretty much everything was in the red. Dow Jones down 0.84, S&P 1.12. Q really is the one that's mostly underperforming, followed by the small caps. Not a whole lot of action here in the oil markets or gold markets. Seems like those markets have kind of quieted down here. So if you just look at the news for the day, not a whole lot, but equity markets are just feeling a little bit more under pressure. And the most of that sell-off, really, we're seeing that Mag 7 continues to sell off there, and that's just really where it just pulls the whole market down. So if you take a look at the markets here, the S&P has officially closed below that the prior resistance is now support, and it actually broken that support. And we actually now below that 20-day moving average. So this is where, when you look at the market structure, we are definitely weakening. A lot of back and forth in this little region here, but then we just fallen back here. So right now we are below the 20, but still above the 50. So we are kind of at the crossroad here. I won't be surprised we get towards that 50-day moving average. That will be the ultimate support. But you can see that markets are struggling here. So, and again, we're seeing this market saturation with these, this Mag 7 or Mag 10 stocks. That's really where we see the broader markets getting, pulled down. And if you take a look at the Qs here, we've seen the same thing. It is now fallen below and closed below the support area. So I think this is where a little rallies are seems like those rallies are failing more often. Then instead of trying to be rallying or trying to buy that dip, we're not really seeing that here. So I think it's going to be cautious here to be on the short side, especially if you're on the long side. Time to hedge some of that risk here. Now we talk about market breadth, we talk about advanced decline, and nothing really has improved over there today. Again, down 68%, and then we are up advanced 49%. And then if you look at plus minus 50 MA, and that number hasn't really changed, down 65. Up in the green 35%. So market again seems to be, the market breadth continues to be on a poor on a bearish side, but then again we just have to kind of see where the market's going to go from here and test those key levels. So when we take a look at our market outlook, well, this is where we were sitting at a +2, and even for a monthly out, we're sitting at about +2 to +3. This is where we're getting a little more in the neutral zone here. And again, this is where market can really go either way. But you just really have to be cautious at these sort of a cross path, especially when we get below, in between that 20 and the 50-day moving average. So when we take a look at possible trades, again, looking at the outperformance and then looking at the underperformance, I'm sure you can find a lot of good setups that are actually holding in, and there's a lot of setups that are actually just breaking lower. So that's really what we're going to focus on. Here's the first one here, Allegiant Technologies. You can see nice little high base forming. So most of the bullish ones that I have are in this high base formation. And again, that's the key, because as markets are weakening or pulling back, these are the things that are holding in. Second one is Gilead Science, and same thing. We had a pullback here, and now we are right back at the resistance. And here's the third one, which is the IBM. Very similar setup. We did, break out. We had a bit of a high base, so we'll pull back here. Seems like it wants to break out. So you can see that these ones on a bullish side look solid here. Now let's talk about the bearish ones. There's the first one, Strategy Inc., MSTR. You can see beautiful low base. Some of the bearish one I have is just from the last week carryover, because they just remains weak. And that's just where we talked about it last week as well. Focus on the outperformance and underperformance. And the weaker ones, they're remaining weak. and that's a good sign. Here's the second one is T-Mobile. We had it last week as well. Again, I talk about the beautiful base, small little base here, and then here we are making new lows here. So we are now like hitting some levels, going back to March and April, some of the lows there. So that's again a big sign of underperformance there. Here's the last one is DraftKings. This again was in a massive base here. Got a very small little base here, and we just continue to move lower here as well. So these are the ones that are under pressure here as we look at the market outlook tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be key because, Fridays, it makes a big difference. If market closes on the lows of the day tomorrow, that is going to lead to some more weakness going into the following week. If we can bounce a little bit tomorrow, market could be just in that neutral range here. But again, keep a close eye on that 50-day moving average. That's really where we are going to find some support. Now, economic report wise, again, government shutdown continues, so we're not really going to get that employment report. The number we have here is that preliminary the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Now, from the earnings front, there's some few names over there. But like I said, market looks a little bit shaky here, so be on the cautious side here, and look for some more developments. But meanwhile, look at the outperformers and look at the underperformers. That's really where you can get the best sort of a balanced portfolio here. Well, thanks for joining here. We'll see how things close tomorrow, and then we'll be able to sort of have a better outlook going next week. Thanks for joining. See you in the next one. Happy trading.